everybody. How are we doing tonight? I see a few people have been waiting in the chat. See Lena Ray, trying to stay awake in Georgia. Steph, hi Steph. Went to get some dinner. Muppet, how are you tonight? Bonnie is here. Sherry's here. I'm trying to bring up my other one so I can see the more chat. And it's just, really? Why are we not turned? It's not turned on. Okay, great. That's what the problem is. Hi, Miss Pam. How are you doing tonight? How is everyone? We got a bunch of rain this afternoon, which is awesome. Excuse me. Speaking of which, there's a lot of stuff blowing around from all that. Well, actually, it knocked down a lot of the pollen. So it's the other way around. Carrie Ann, welcome. Good to see you. Yeah. We're everybody ready for another round of pixies, mushrooms, magical creatures? Thank you. I'm Miss Kathleen. Thank you. I have emptied my drawer that I had critters in, and I have emptied my shelf right up there. And there's Miss Kristen. Hi, good to see you tonight. Yeah, it's been a little while. So we did our first Pixie Mushroom sale, let's see, Jennifer, in March, I think it was. So that was really fun. Nightmare, there she is. Everybody's coming in from Steph's. Hi, Sherry. How are you all? So I thought we would bring it back because I definitely didn't get through everything the first time. And I have accumulated and purchased some more while we were out running around on our last trip. So that was pretty fun. Hello, Bronklander. Let's see. Our back books from the 80s. Yes, but I don't have any of them here for this sale. I have copies of that, but it is in a different stock currently. Let's see. There we go. There we go. Hi, Kathy. Good to see you. I'm trying to bring up my other one so I don't have to keep swooping back and forth. Hi, Laura. And hello, I'm Becky from the Vintagevikingtreasures. If you haven't seen me before, I'm seeing lots of familiar faces in the chat, familiar names. And I am here in Colorado Springs, Colorado. I buy, sell, and trade all sorts of different stuff. I specialize in Fenton and Scandinavian. So that's kind of where this sale came out of. Hi, Penelope. How are you doing tonight? And I love the mushrooms that go with the pixies and the gnomes and the trolls and everybody like that. So that's kind of where it all came together with, and wanted to put it all together in one sale so that we could concentrate on it and have a whole bunch of fun goodies all at once instead of just one or two here and there. So since we had way more than enough to get through in one night, we decided to do a second round, and that's what tonight is. So I have Miss Kristen in the chat, Treasured Gems. She will be my mod this evening, putting in some stops and starts and solds and countdowns and whatnot, helping keep me straight. Let's see. What is some more of all that business stuff? I invoice through PayPal. I try to, and there's Jason, my fellow thrifter finder buddy. We have found some good ones in the last couple weeks, haven't we? It is amazing. I'm gonna just stop right there for that. If you haven't gone and seen either on Instagram or on YouTube Shorts, I posted what my find was this week, and it was, and my heart raced when I found this. And then I think I have pretty much outed myself to the thrift store, because now I know and was told that somebody who knows me sent the video to one of the workers there, and now they have also shown it to the manager of the store. So probably going to be a one and done kind of find. So, but it was thrilling and fun nonetheless. It's always fun to find stuff that you never expect to find at a thrift store, especially at some great prices. So they were all so taken by surprise. I know. I was like, whoops, probably yeah, I mean, it's not like Yvonne doesn't, she shops there all the time. She posts videos all the time. I'm sure someone there is watching her videos as well. But I found a bittersweet Ellie Smith swung vase. It was almost 17 inches tall. And yeah, really surprised when I came around the corner and found it. And then they sat and questioned all the people that worked there that night. Did you put it out? Did you put it out? Who put it out? And nobody has fessed up to putting it out on the shelf. So regardless, find of a lifetime. Just got to appreciate it. And it's going to live at my house for a little while so I can look at it and remember all the fun feels. And then we'll go from there as to when and where it will start to go out for to be up for sale. So back to that, I invoice through PayPal. I will try to, my goal is to get everything invoiced and put into my spreadsheets within 48 hours. I ask and request that you pay your invoices within 48 hours. And then I also, in return, try and ship within 48 hours of the payment. Now, if there are things that come up, things change, give me a holler. Write me a note, send me a message, say, hey, this is what's going on. I need to, give me a week, give me a day, give me a whatever, let me know what's going on. And not a problem. As long as I have some communication with you and we're both on the same page, it's not a problem. Like I have said before, I can't ship out everything all at once anyway. So as people pay, it trickles in, I ship it out. So, oh, good. I'm glad you're having a good night. So, right. I mean, it's kind of crazy to see how some of that stuff gets put out because I was there the other day in their tubs. They do the big, I don't even know what I had the word for it, gators or something like that. They're 4x4x4 like crates, and they just pile it in there. Everything is piled on top of each other. Nothing is wrapped. Nothing is anything. If it's getting broken or chipped, that's what happens. So, hi, Mary Beth. Good to see you tonight. So. If there's any questions, throw them in the chat. Myself, Kristen, anybody who knows what the answer is, shout it out. We'll get it figured out. If you have something I need to hold up and make sure that I am addressing, put it in all caps. I know that you're hollering at me, but then get my attention and we can get it addressed. So let's see. Live. And there we are. Take two, round two. I am also adding some other mystical creatures to our sale this evening. I have unicorns. There was an entire house full of unicorns. Hi, Geneva. I mean, crazy full of unicorns. I ended up making a quick short about that as well. And Cindy B, good to see you. Oh no, I'm big up on the big screen. That's kind of scary. Come on, computer. Come cooperate. Give me some. I need to see the chat. Let's just keep going here. Gotta help me out. What else did I add? I have some mermaids, leprechauns, a couple Pegasus, a couple, I don't know which even, I guess a seahorse would be the horse with the tail. And then I also have a unicorn seahorse. I don't even know what we call that. So live and in stereo. Oh, goodness. I know we watch Fatbridge Finds like that downstairs occasionally, and that's kind of fun to see it up on the big screen and see all the chat and everything. So that works. It just, my head's going to be really big there. So if I could get this chat to open up, which it won't, which is what was happening last time. Play next in queue. Yeah, sure, let's play it next. That sounds like a great idea. Yep, Miss Kathleen, you'll see it up in the, I can't reach it from here, unfortunately. So Kathleen's my local friend. I'm sure she'll be like, oh yeah, okay. It's been interesting to see some of the weird comments that have come up on that video too. I'm not quite sure whether to take them as sarcasm or what. So just taking them all with a grain of salt since it's a little bit higher viewed than I'm used to video. So all right, well, there's Mom in the chat. Jeff went to take something over to Caitlin tonight, so he'll be home soon after that. And I suppose we can just get ready to start going here. I was going to try and just kind of rotate through things, get a little variety and everything. Like a seahorse is a hippocampus. Okay, so, but what's a unicorn with a mermaid tail called then too? Yeah, the unicorn collection was crazy. One of my favorite pieces, I'm going to show you this one. It's not, I'm going to hold on to it for a little bit. It's one of my favorite pieces. This is what I picked up. It is that Danish designer. Oh, it's going to really get glare everywhere, but it is big. It's 8 inches. I think the majority of ones that I saw online were the 4-inch size. And these are just fantastic lucite pieces that are mid-mod, and I love it. Reminds me of my childhood so much. So one of my favorite things from the 80s is all the unicorns. So yeah, I'm not quite sure. So I mean, the majority of any of those comments that I thought were inappropriate, I just deleted. But the rest of them are kind of like, huh, all right. You know, if you only give me a dime for it, that's fine. How about you come thrifting with me and I will pay you a dime for anything you find that's just spectacular. Not a problem. So that would be someone with a good imagination. That's hilarious. So a seahorse. I don't think so. I don't know. All right, let's just jump right in. I'm going to start out with some of the bigger pieces because then I know that as we go, we'll just come down to some of the smaller pieces. It's a little bit easier for packing and combining shipping if you know you're going to you have a large piece in there to begin with. So, okay, without further ado, hi Mitch, good to see you. Are you ready, Miss Kristen? Are you ready? Let's go here. I'm going to start with a planter. This is more, I would consider him a gnome, and or I would almost consider him like one of the 7 dwarfs. I do not know who made him. I'm not seeing any marks, so he would be a $12 start. He has good paint on his eyes. I don't know then if like there was some other painting throughout his face and it has come off, or this is just what they intended him to be. It's just all nice and white on the beard. He also has a little bee on the front of his wheelbarrow, which is where the planter is, which is actually pretty clear. It does have that drainage hole you can see there on the bottom. And he goes from that brown to the green to the cobalt and back up to the yellow at the top of his hat. He is about yay big, which means he is about 7.5 inches tall, 4 inches deep, and about 3 inches wide. So 3 inches here, 4 inches here, and 7.5 inches tall. And it kind of has a little, yeah, that lip. You can see that on the inside there. There's a little bit of that white glaze on the inside here, but not everything inside is glazed. So, okay, we have Miss Pam is in at 12. don't know why. I went ahead and stayed off the Wi-Fi on my phone because it seems to work better and I don't get all dragged behind and everything. But this new quote unquote tablet I got is just not cooperating with me. And we can count that down for Miss Pam. I don't want premium YouTube, but thank you. It's the strangest thing. It just won't let me open the video. Strange. So we're gonna call him the dwarf because he reminds me of Seven Dwarfs. Planter with cart is at 12. Last call. Miss Pamela's here. Hi, Miss Pam. Good to see you. Thanks for coming to my sale tonight. So fun. Okay. I'll call that one for the other Miss Pam. All the Pams in the house tonight. Pamela Commons. Got it. Thank you so much. All right, let's rotate to this little guy. I have a pixie, so he's a green pixie on that chartreuse leaf tray. There's the bottom of him. I know that there are, let's just be real. I love pixies and all the things. I don't know who makes all of them. Oh, good, Miss Pam. I know there's a lot of makers out there. There are some common makers out there. This guy his face is not glazed. It has that bisque finish with the paint on the face, but the rest of him is the glazed green and chartreuse. This will be a $12 start as well. Has the veining in the leaf. So that is the size of the tray. He sits approximately just under 3 inches tall. And the dish itself is 4.5 by 6.5. So 6.5 by 4.5 and just about 3 inches tall. He's got a pretty cute little face. Eyelashes. Sometimes those the faces get a little distorted when they're not glazed like the rest of them, but he's got a really cute one. Little bow tie, buttons, and does he have tails in the back? He's got the little buttons on the back side of his coat as well. And there's no interest. We will pass on it. I know there's probably going to be some lag tonight, but if we need to, I'll just come back to an item. And especially if there's somebody who's interested in the chat, not a problem. I do not do a recap, but if there's something as we've gone through it and it doesn't sell, just send me a message and I can tell you if it's still available or not. Okay, next up, I have a choice. I have 3 available. They are the Joseph's Originals made in Japan. They are the flocked Pegasus or standing Pegasus or the sitting unicorn. They all have their Joseph stickers. And these will start at, let's just stay consistent here. I think we're going to start them at $12 choice. I believe when I was looking these up quick, these came from the Unicorn Estate. They were running upwards to $20. I know they've made a couple different sizes of these because I know they have some little critters, but these are the larger sized ones, which stand almost 3 inches tall by 3 on the standing Pegasus. The sitting one is same, about 3, and he's about 2 1/4 inches tall. And the sitting unicorn is about 3 inches tall because he's got that horn. But I know we've seen a lot of these flocked critters lately by Joseph. I believe that this is a tan highlight on the hooves, on the tail, and on his head. I don't think it's dust, but I haven't taken anything to it. But I believe that's the highlight of the critter. So, all right, we have Miss Pamela Commons in for choice on the flocked animals. Oh, YouTube just doesn't want to cooperate with me. And we can count that down unless anybody else wants to be in at 13 or higher. I didn't see very many of the Josephs at that sale, and I picked up everything that was in that one section. Amazingly, that house was curated and displayed just like a store. She had everything that was similar on the shelves and right next to each other. So same thing, different colors, and had it very well organized. So unless somebody else got some before me, these were the only 3 that I saw on the shelf. Okay. Wrong, Pamela. Yep. I think we have, Pamela C is in. No, Pamela Blanchard is in. I had the wrong one. See? I apologize. We got it. See, they're so close. And Miss Pam hasn't been in my sale before, so I didn't even think about that. I apologize. Thank you, Miss Pam. What is your choice? You want the 2 without the horns. Okay, 1, 2. Ship to enamor Amy. Okay, wonderful. I can do that times 2. I ran into her in Springfield in May. That was kind of fun too. I saw her like 3 or 4 times. We kept going around the same buildings together. That's a sweet gift. Thank you so much. Ship to Amy. Make sure I spelled her name right. I want it to just be I. Got it. Thank you, Miss Pam. Oh, there were some amazing pieces at that sale. And Stephen was getting after me about going back, but I just didn't have the time to do it. So I only got to go and shop at once. Oh yeah. I am sure that oh yeah. I'm sure that estate had just an amazing amount of money into that collection. And I think she'd been collecting it since the 80s because a lot of those items looked familiar to me from being in high school. And thank you again, Miss Pam. All right, we're going to go to a mushroom. Where'd the mushroom go? Let's just start out with a bang. I have a choice again. These are art glass mushrooms. I need to start them at a $20 choice. I have a short one and a tall one. They are blue glass. Now, when I hit them with, this is the $3.95. You can see a slight tint of green. They don't like just really light up, but they have a slight green that's under the 365. You can see that here in this section here. They don't just light up like the 4th of July, but they have a slight hint with the 395 and the 365. They have both a cut and polished bottom. This one has a slight little damage or a bubble It's a bubble because this was polished over that opening there. So it must have had an air bubble in the mushroom itself. This cap is off to the side just a little bit. You can see it the best right there on that angle. The tall one is 2.5 inches tall, and the cap is 3 inches across. I see you, Miss Lena. And the short one is 2 inches tall, just under 2 inches tall, and the cap is also right at 3 inches. I have had these for a little while. You can see there is a seam on each side of the stem. I have been collecting mushrooms and hoarding them. This one does not have any seams at all on it for a little while. But I picked my favorite ones and I'm bringing the rest to you guys. So we can count it down for Miss Lena. If anybody else wants to be in, it'll be 26 or higher. And blue glass mushrooms. So when we get to the end, you'll need to let me know whether you want the short or the tall. They have a little bit different shape too with caps as well. They are slightly different color. This one is a little bit thicker, so it's a little bit more blue. But since it has the lines from a mold, I'm guessing they are different makers. Which would you like, please? Thank you, Lena. Thank you, Miss Pam. I appreciate that so much. I will send a little note along with it. Right? It kind of does. I agree with you. All right. Did I miss it? Nope, I missed it. Watch for Miss Lena. And I'm going to bring this up next. And then this one. She's wasn't breakable. Thank you, Lena. I got you for ×2. Wonderful. Okay, this is an as-is pair. Oh, that's strange. That is not an original label. That is something from somewhere else. I will start these at $10 because of the condition issue, but I had to bring them to you all. They are a shaker pair. There's the shakers at the top. We have the little Nomi Pixies sitting on top of the mushrooms. So it's kind of like, it's almost looking yellow here, but it's that fuchsia, limey green color to the brown cap. And then the little guys are sitting on top. I haven't seen the shape of the Pixies on top before, but they have that similar unglazed face and then the green bodies with the glaze on it. Now, the damage is on this one, where his hand would have connected and sat on his foot like this side here. So it probably got bumped. If somebody is creative with some air dry clay, you could probably come up with a little hand and a close color match. Or up on a shelf, you're really not even going to notice that he's even missing a hand. Yes, very much a mid-mod color. So in comparison, that is the same color green as like that leaf dish that we had earlier. And Kathy. Oh, Kathy Wiseman. There's a lot of Kathys. I don't want to miss anybody coming in and out. Oh, they do not have the stoppers. And there is no mark on the bottom. But look at the detailing under the caps right here too. It's pretty cool. Right. That would be a great solution as well. A little pixie accident. You could put a little dandelion or a little tuft, something in his hands, and it wouldn't be a problem at all. They are bigger than I expect most of these shakers to be. They come out to about 4¼ inches tall, all said and done about 3½ inches wide and about 3 inches deep. So 3½ this way, 3 this way, and 4½ inches tall. And I will set those aside. There's no interest in those. Definitely, if you want to use them for shakers, you can get replacement stoppers out there. Okay, next up. This is a pewter, I believe, or it's metal of some sort. I believe it's pewter because it does bend, or whatever mixture they make the metal, like the metal army guys out of. And then it is washed to be that copper oxidized patina. So I got it at the unicorn sale, but he does not have a horn, nor am I seeing a place where a horn should have been or has broken off. But the details on the scales and then on the hooves, like here, is amazing. I would like to start him at $15. He is 4¼ inches tall by 3 inches wide and under an inch this way, about 3/4 inches because of the way the fins stick out. But you can see on the bottom how it was originally the base metal is that silver looking pewter. So it's heavy. It's probably 4 or 5 ounces. And then they painted it to look like that water oxidized look. Oh, I went something off the back. Another cord, probably. Hot metal, it's entirely possible, but there's a lot of figures. There were a bunch of pewter ones, but they usually have a darker look to it. So I don't know if because this has the green wash on it that you're not seeing that. I'm not sure. But yeah, he's kind of a dragon-esque. Seahorse. I feel very comfortable calling him a seahorse. And there is something down there on that mark, but it's really hard to see. I can't tell what it is right there. So where the tail meets the horse. I'm assuming you're talking right here. Now, it looks like it was. Now, way up close, it looks repaired. But it doesn't look repaired like to my eye. But way amplified like that, it does look. But it's got that. I don't know. Mary Beth. It's solid. It's not going anywhere. It might have been where the mold met, and I don't know. So, but that's my offering on him. Okay. So where are we going next? Back to a pixie. We're going to a planter. Let's go to this one. This will be a $10 start. This is more of almost like a German style to me, kind of little pixie guy. We have a planter with the log or the tree stump. It's got some foliage around here on the bottom, a little bit of soil. There's something inside, probably in here, but it is not coming out. I think this is the coal paint, so that's what you see. There's a little bit of wear of that. And it's just that whole stuff. I don't know how to describe it. These ones are a little bit more, they're less mystical to me. And then there's his hat right there. He's got his arms up behind his head. He is just chilling out, sitting next to the tree like that. It's just a different style in how they made them. Like I said, different maker, 5.5 inches tall, about 3.5 inches wide, and about 3 inches deep. I don't think, oh, it does have a maker on the bottom of it. Made in Japan, and I'm not sure what that. There's a G and a U. Is that Yukago? Would that be what that is? That might be UCG. Well, yeah, that might be it. Well, there's that guy. And he's going back over here. I have a set of 4 mushroom napkin rings. They remind me of Fitz and Floyd, but they are marked Merchant Asia 1999, made in China. They are this big, which is just about 2 inches tall, 2 by 2, and about 1 inch deep. I have a set of 4. They will start at $6 because one has a slight chip. There it is, right there, missing just a little bit of color. But the other ones are in good condition. These would be really fun for a tea table to set with a dainty napkin for the napkin ring. The multiple ones have, I don't know if they all do. Yep, all 4 of them have those stickers underneath. And the florals and the double mushroom. They almost look like a morning glory. Those will go in my BTS pile. Oh, well, that wasn't the chip. Same mushroom. It's missing a piece right there. Right there. Hard to show that white on white spot. So this one must have got dropped. But I do like the color combination on these. Oh, wow. That would be interesting. You know, I usually can't even remember my dreams. That or you're trying to go back to sleep to keep going back to it. And you're like, wait, what happened? I don't want to leave yet. There's Jeff. He got back. All right. Next up, I have this little bitty sleeping pixie. This will be a $10 start. She has, it says Lefton, I believe. Let me get the Lefton China, hand painted. And then it has a number underneath it. So it's a figurine with the roses on the little log, and then the little pixie is sleeping in the leaf with her pajamas, little back end, all curled up like the little kids like to sleep, with her bare toes hanging out. White pajamas with the gold accents, the long lashes, the red lips. This is has the little stem for the leaf right there. That's right. Yep, her little derriere up in the air. And it's about this size, which is 3.5 inches long, 1 3/4 inches tall, and just about 2 inches wide. I do believe it doesn't, can't tell, but I do believe there's a little bit of that petal missing, and maybe even, they're so small it's hard to tell, but when I get right up here in the camera and it gets super focused, I think I'm seeing a little piece of that petal missing as well. But the little stem for the leaf and that flower are totally intact. So yeah, there are certain dreams that totally stick with you, don't they? Okay. Those. This one. Okay. How about one that I've kind of been not wanting to I haven't wanted to share him yet, but I'm going to offer him. It says 1957, Fine ENT Incorporated, California Pottery. Oh, Pogo Mom, you are on for the little guy, the baby Pixie. And hello, good to see you. We can call it and count it down for her. Thank you so much. And there's Steph. Hi, how are you doing tonight, Steph? Perfect. Pogo Mom, have you sent me your information before? I do not recall. Thank you so much. Have you down for him. Hi, Jason. Good to see you. All right. This one I was starting to tell you about. 1957, Fine Entertainment Incorporated, California. This is a dresser caddy. And I've seen 2 of them. I absolutely love him. I would say gnome or pixie, whichever work, or dwarf, kind of right in those areas, but he has the giant ears here. Here's his big nose. So there's areas for putting keys, jewelry, a wallet, and then in the back, there's a spot for putting things in as well. Okay, if you've sent it before, I should have it. I just don't recall because I took a little bit of a break when I was on my trip. So if I haven't seen you in a little bit, I just haven't had that recollection recently. So did you notice they came in at the same time? Yep. I think he's really cool. So he's the white glaze with the black highlights. I've had him here on my desk for quite a while. Been using him for some of the smalls for my sale. He's a little dusty, quite frankly. But here is on the back, there's that 1957 at the top, and then Fine, and I think it says ENT for Entertainment Incorporated, and then underneath it says right here, it says California, USA. So that's funny. Well, thanks everybody for coming back from Steph's sale. I appreciate it so much. And Steph, I'm going to have to talk to you about that. There's Sandy. Hey, that the forwarding thing. What I don't know is that if that is in StreamYard or in YouTube itself. So that was my big question because I wasn't finding what you were talking about when I went to look for it. So that's all right. He can stay with me and still help me organize my desk right here. Oh, I bet you I didn't tell you a start, did I? See, that's how much I love him. I think he needs to start around $35. I'm sorry, Kristen. You need to holler at me. He reminds me of where you'd almost put like shakers on each side, but in YouTube, okay. Yeah, see, and I'm streaming in StreamYard. So, yep, Kristen, next time. I just got to chatting because I can't see the big chat. It's killing me. I don't know why it won't do it. I might have to maybe right? Wouldn't that be cute? I don't think. I mean, you could have them for on your table. You could use them. I mean, you could if this little napkin ring were the size of a shaker, it would work. You could put coasters in there. You could have them be like your little napkin caddy on your table, for that matter. So, yeah. I think I passed up the first one that I ever saw, and then when I saw him, I definitely had to pick him up. So, Steph. Oh, funny. All right. The mushroom. So I need to, Jeff, is there a possibility you'd be willing to go get my tablet from upstairs? I can see if I can get that one to open up for me. If not, I understand. And Lena Ray, this little set is as is, and it was a $10 start. There. The napkin rings were a $6 start because one of them is chipped. Right here underneath the edge. I mean, it's where it is white anyway, but it does have a little chip there on the edge. You can kind of see it when you look down on that edge. She's just playing along with everybody in the chat. So, all right, I'm going to put him to the side. Okay. I know I said I was going to do bigs. Okay. I'm kind of heavy on the planters, it looks like, tonight. I have a choice. I've seen a couple of these. All right, Lena, I got you. I'll put you down for the napkin rings. Thank you so much. I have a red, and I have this burgundy red, and I have this yellow, kind of a goldenrod yellow color. They're planters. They're the same mold, same shape, just different glaze colors. So I'm gonna put that down here quick for Lena Ray before I forget. And I think these need to start at 20, please. They are a little bit heavier. I would say they're a pound plus of in weight. Put these over here so I can use the scale and see what it says. I believe I gave you a start. All right, we got all the information for Kristen. The yellow one is 1 pound, 13 ounces, and the burgundy red is 1 pound, 11 ounces. Here's the bottom. There's no maker's mark. You can see the feet where they were sitting in the kiln or whatever, where they were glazed. And there is the guys right here, one on each end of this log. And then they have like berries and leaves and all the good foresty stuff in between them on the front. The ends look like the rings on the log. And then you can see like where limbs were cut off. They're both in good shape, but they do have crazing. You can see it on the yellow, the better, because it's a lighter color glaze. Same with unglazed on the 3 feet. And you can kind of see the pattern a little bit more on this yellow one. I can't even tell you which one I found first. But when I found the second one in the second color, I thought, I just, there. Uh, yeah, it's like ivy between them with the little curly Q tendrils. But they have a great detailing on the gnomes. I'll say these guys are gnomes. All right. Yeah. And even so, like this has that little divot right there, but that is glazed over. So that is in the maker's process. All right. I just need 3 more and they'll be they go perfect with the Snow White. This is a fun one. Although I don't think it's old. I mean, I thought it was old at first. Someone actually had it in a plant. I've tried to get as much of that off as I can without giving it a really hard scrub. I don't know, but they're adorable with their faces. And we can start this at $10. So it is a ceramic. I want it to be signed so bad. And there's just nothing on it. I'm pretty sure somebody had this in a plant for a little while. They are a good size. Anthropomorphic, 6 inches tall, about 5.5 inches wide, and about 4.5 inches deep. So 4.5 this way, 5.5 this way, and 6 inches tall. Muppets is in. I do like the little details of all their faces. Have texture on the outside of the caps as well as the details underneath the caps. And I can't pinpoint an age on this one. There are certain things that I have tried to even just even when you Google lens them, nothing comes up. So there's not even a starting point or a jumping off point to use as information to even, to go to the next thing. So I'm going to call this the mushroom family. We can count that down for Muppets. Anyone else wants to be in, it will be $11 or higher. Muppets. Make sure I have your whole name. That's why. MANLOW. Got it. There we go. Thank you so much. Oops. One of those little Pegasus just jumped off the computer. All right. And that's while we're finishing counting that down to make my next decision. I think I'm going to go here. All right. Good night, Jason. Thanks for coming. This little guy, bright yellow pixie, sitting crisscross applesauce on a log. He does have a little, it really shows up where there's some yellow missing on his legs and his knees. That should be cold paint. And made in Japan. Since there's a little bit of cold paint, but he is yellow, I'm going to start him at $12. I don't see this color very often, but he has a little bit of paint missing. But again, put him up on a shelf with your little mushroom collection, and nobody is going to notice his little paint, or it almost looks like it's meant to be that way with some of the spots or pattern. He is ceramic, got those great ears, He stands 4 inches tall, 3 inches wide, and approximately just over an inch, maybe an inch and a half, deep, because his head is wider than this way, right here. And believe it or not, this guy was hiding in a box in my kitchen for the last 3 years. I found the box back and was going through it the other day looking for, just to get it all organized. And there he was. We have Bonnie and Carrie Ann looks like she's in. Kathleen's gonna be in. He's got those long lashes, some brown hair sticking out of his little hat. It is hollow. So made in Japan, so that should be what, 50s, 60s-ish. And Bonnie is out. I'm going to put yellow Pixie. And Jeff, did you hear me by chance? Would you be able to come help me out? I have a question. Lena's out. Kathleen is out. I'm just wondering if it's just the way this tablet is, how it's formatted. I don't know. We can count it down. If everybody is out, let me know. Because little toes. Could you grab my tablet from upstairs by the bed, please? Thank you. Carrie up. Yep, Carrie Ann, let us know whether you're in or out, where you would like to be. And hi, Miss Patsy. Good to see ya. Carrie Ann is out. Thank you for letting us know. Be careful while you're driving there, Miss Patsy. It's kind of fun to watch YouTube while you're driving. Like watching a little movie. Yeah, but it should be okay. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. Kristen is counting us down. Thank you, Kristen. Well, that one is being counted down. I'll see if I can get this to see if anybody wants to cooperate with me on the chat here tonight. We got Miss Patsy and last call. All right. Told to Miss Patsy. Thank you so much. All right. I have a big one tonight. I don't know if we need to censor her or not, but I think we're all adults. We should be able to handle it. 6.5 inches tall, 7.5 inches wide, and she is 6 inches deep. I do not know. Her tag is there, but I can't tell you what it is. You haven't missed too many, I don't think. I only have 1, 2, 3 that we have passed so far. I would like to start her at $65. She is brass, and she is a mermaid. Here's the detail on her feet, on her fin, and her scales. She is leaning back on her hand here. So very similar to like the Mermaid on the Rock. That is the style from, yes, listen, we're supposed to be adults, Stephanie. I'm gonna use your full name. And she is looking up at the sky. Brass is so crazy right now. I got a box lot when we were back in Ohio with glass. Oh, there's her hair on the back with the details as well. That would be fun too, to do a gallery wall. I know when I first showed her to the ladies on the chat, I was like, "So I found a mermaid." I mean, I guess, mermaids are mermaids. That's what we're at. The majority of this brass, I remember this in the 80s and 90s is when so much of it came out. Some of the other pieces that I had were made in India and Thailand, I think. So I don't know. I can't tell you where she was made, but she is a big, heavy piece of brass. I'll give you a weight here. 1 pound, 15 ounces. She's almost 2 pounds. That's right. But I thought with the details of her here that you guys would get first dibs on her. Then it'll probably go to my mid-mod show that is here in Colorado Springs. And then after that, if she's still not been given a home, there we go. She'll probably go to my booth. But I was really happy to get this group because I thought, wow, mermaids they're so hard to find. All right, you're gonna come sit down here. So don't disrupt any of the breakable critters over here. All right. They're so hard to pick from. Okay. Right. Should be a great piece right up by the door. You can just grab her. She's weapon grade. Would work twofold. Very much so. This is so weird. All right. All right. Patsy's asking if there are any pitting or damage on her. So you're just going to have to do that for me because I can't get anything to show me anything that's got more. I don't think so. She's on her back where there's no detail. She's nice and smooth. This is where her scale design begins here, right on her hip. And then all the way down. I don't think so. I mean, there's like where the design between the arm details. I think it's much pitting. I think it's just how. Does that happen because like it's out in the weather? I don't know. It almost looks like somebody tried to polish that, or it's just some dust over the years sitting out on the shelf. Hi, Apple. Right. It looks like little bitty holes in it, but I don't see any. I don't think so. She has a little sticker residue on the front. That's where they put like the lot sticker on it, and probably would benefit from a nice. I don't think you could hurt brass by soaking it, but I think she's got some patina from sitting on the shelf for a while. Does that answer your question, Miss Patsy? Okay. All right. Let's go. Let's go to a mushroom. A mushroom. I'm going to give you a pick of a couple that are, these are new ones. This will be a $4 choice. This one is a little wooden mushroom. I believe it is made in Germany. It's like a little kid's kaleidoscope toy, but it's super cute for a display piece. Nice natural wood. And this one is a nightlight. It is yellow and white. And when you plug it in, it lights up from the cap down. So I know this one is new. And this one is like a kid's style toy. Like the wooden, like kind of like Melissa and Doug kind of style. There is a little, that's not even, that's just some residue from a sticker. That would come off with a little bit of work. So a fun little mushroom choice. So we have Bonnie in at 4. And we can count it down. And you can tell me which one or both that you would like. And we got going once, going twice, and I'll make another choice here. I'm gonna go with the second mushroom round. Oh yeah, scale. All right, she's taken both times 2. Thank you, Bonnie. Okay. No rolling off. You guys be good. I have another mushroom round. This is one of those, what do we call it, brutalist style sculptures. We have the wood as the base. It is signed with a little label right here. I have taken forever to try and figure out who signed it, and it's kind of a lost cause. I haven't figured it out, but we have 5 brass tone metal mushrooms into the wood. They do, I believe they all come out, but this one, I didn't want to soak it, so there is some, there's a little bit of fuzz in there. I need to start this one around probably around $24. It's a lighter piece of wood. It almost feels like it was driftwood. It's not smooth. It still has not a rough texture, but it's not like the wood that now I'm not going to come up with the guy's name. Like he does the little the whales and the dolphins and stuff in the acrylics on the wood bases. But yeah. So here again is the signature on the piece. It's on a little copper plate. Stan somebody. And then they go from like the brass kind of to like the patinaed dark kind of a stain on the other underside. It's fairly lightweight. Yes, John Perry's. That's what I'm thinking of. That's what this reminded me of at first, but that is not what it is. And then it reminded me more of the brutalist stuff from the 70s, like the leaves and the wall hangings and such. It's 10 inches long, about 5 inches wide, and about 5 inches tall. Some of these treasures have been keeping me company because sometimes I just don't think I'm ever going to come across anything like them again. And but it ended up in my mushroom pile, so here it is. I probably have had this for about 3 or 4 years. So there you go. That's what that guy looks like. I'll set you over there. Okay. I know. We love these things. That's why we rescue them. And then eventually, I kind of have to have them here for a little while to tell me whether they're staying with me or moving on to their forever home. This is a little sparkle pixie. He'll be an $8 start. And he has a ring here, like you could hang him like an ornament. I don't know if they were like a kit or something like that, because last time I had those the pink and the blue one that were sparkled. Do I have some tiny pixies to put under those buttons? Probably. I mean, I could probably find one for sure. So we have the lashes and the face, and then the whole outfit is covered in glitter. There's a little bit of paint missing right there on his heel. There's the bottom. It is hollow. I'm not seeing any marking on it. So I'm wondering if maybe this style, because Yvonne was saying that, oh, that awful glitter, we'd have to take that off. But I've had several like this, so I'm wondering if maybe they'd made them like this. This guy reminds me a little bit of an ice skater, like with the outfit, with the ruffle, the hands on the hips, and the legs crossed, like he's twisting, like doing a pirouette, ice skating. But again, he is 4 inches tall and about 1.5 by 1.5. But and I think this is like plaster. I don't think that is just paint. You can see there's just a little bit of a ridge there where it has popped off that edge. All right. I'm going to bring up another mermaid choice. There's a lot, they rearrange. This is going to be a set. I believe I need to start this at $65, please. These are the wall hanging mermaids. They were a hobby piece. There's the initials on the back of who did this set. They had some skill, because I would never be able to do a face like that. So this is the largest one. It's not choice, it's the whole set. Sorry if I said it that way. So all 3 pieces come together. That was the big one. This is the next one. With the little lyre, with the gold. Again, the initials right here of the hobbyist who made these, who painted these, RS. That is the second one. And here is the third one. They come all together. She's just a little one with just a baby mermaid with a little pixie ponytail. And here's her face. They are the hollow ceramics for hanging on the wall hangers. Here is the initial right here again. Oh, let me see if I can get them all together here for you. So here is all 3 pieces for your mermaid bathroom or nautical themed wall. What would be that? The other the words are hard tonight. That'd be fun with some lighthouses and some seashells. This set, when I got it, did not come with bubbles. I have seen similar sets with bubbles. The bubbles I usually see go with the fish. And there's a little bit of texture for the scales. I know. I've held on to these for a little while too. They're not perfect, but they whoever painted these did a really good job. Like I said, I would never be able to do detailing on a face like that for painting. And usually I only come up with one piece or one that has been repaired. I do not believe that the fins or the tails or anything has been repaired on these. I do not think so. I think they are in very good condition. So I'll let y'all think about those mermaids. It's the first time they've made an appearance here as well. Okay, mushroom. I'm gonna go with this one first. Actually, that was very strange. Are you still out there? Still going? All of a sudden, my phone just turned its screen off. Am I still there, Miss Kristen? Okay, awesome. That was crazy. It turned around, came back, and my screen was blank. This is a Viking mushroom in crystal. It should be the large size, and it is part of the Zodiac collection. This is a Scorpio. This is what I had it priced at my show, and I can start it for $60 here. And hi, Miss Carol. Good to see you tonight. The Viking mushrooms have that detailing under the cap. They have that slight sway to the stem, and the clarity of the glass, no matter what color it is amazing. Now they had the zodiac signs etched into the top. As one of the other varieties, they had like brass charms, like a bee or a butterfly and that kind of thing attached to them as well. I don't know. Oh, Miss Romola, I see you. Thank you. So here is the $3.95, which is the regular black light. You can see a slight. And this is the $3.65. Has a little bit brighter reaction with that green. All right, Miss Patsy, you got it. Thank you so much. I will write you down for the brass mermaid. Perfect. I appreciate you letting me know. Thank you so much. If you don't mind, thank you, Kristen. You read my mind. And if anybody else wants in on the Scorpio Viking mushroom, we can count that down for Romola. I had the opportunity to bid on a couple mushrooms at the glass auction in Ohio. The jumbo went, and it was in orange. It went for over $400. And then there was an orange and an amber in the smaller sizes. And that whole box with multiple things went for over $400 to $500 for all those pieces as well. So these are getting harder and harder to find. Thank you, Romola. I got you. Okay. Speaking of one that I don't see very often are the white Pixie line. I see them occasionally. They are also, they're very similar to the Pixies that come in the green colorway. So here she is on a boot, her scarf blowing in the wind over here. This would probably be about 45, 50 starting at a show. So I can start it for you guys at, I can start it at 35. It is that big size. I had a green one. Well, he's similar. Not exactly the same. Kind of similar. So she's the white and she's winking. She is flirting sitting on this shoe. Scarf with the blue tips, the blue tip on her hat. The little flowers attached to the shoe has that iridized kind of finish. Hi, Joyce. Good to see you. Sorry, I missed you on my last trip. And, oh, I can't remember whose label that is, but there is a number underneath. I think is it Lefton? What else had Lefton on it? No, not that one. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So it's got a partial sticker. So if you recognize the shape and the color of that, it is very clean inside and it is yay big, which means it is 7.5 inches long, about 3 inches wide, and about 4 inches tall. I love these. They remind me of like a winter fairy. I've had a couple over the years. Okay. Let's go to. Does anybody have a request or anything you're looking for specifically? Because I'm just trying to kind of go round robin and kind of get a good mix. This will be a choice. These guys are little leprechauns. The bright orange red beards, their little wonky hats, their big pointed boots. They will be a choice starting at $12 each. They are also Lefton, and there is a number code. Right? It would be really cute with a pastel bottle brush tree in it, that little boot. Planter, 30, 35, 22, and yep, same number. So they might have been a like couple different little leprechaun styles under the same number. They're not exactly bisque, but I think the shiniest part is like his beard and the eyes. Oh my goodness. The eyes are getting you. It looks like he's got his little jug and his toes. I love the boots on these. That's usually what gets popped off first are those little details on the hat and the boots. You can see the brush strokes even on the back side of this guy. Midge is in at 12. Thank you, Midge. And he has got those big bright eyes as well, but his toes are knocking together. And we can count those down for Midge. I know it could be. It is that time of that's kind of his deal, his holiday. Whoa, I don't know where that went. So we have leprechauns. And counting it down for Midge. You can let me know whether you want, let's see, let's call him, he's got the jug and he's, I don't know, what do we want to call him? No worries. You know, that's what everybody does is drink green beer, right? On that holiday. On, I can't even think of it, St. Patrick's Day. Juggernauts. All right, the one with the jug. You got it, Midge. Thank you so much. If anybody else wants, just put Leprechaun in the chat and you can have him. Kristen's already nicknamed him. I like their eyes. I didn't realize how bright green they were. Okay. We're going to go for another unicorn. This will be a choice. Why is it doing that to me? It's like it's decided that it's not going to like stay on because I'm not moving the screen. How strange is that? I think these were made by Boyd from the unicorn estate sale. I have a pale blue with a carnival finish, and I have the green, like opalescent colorway. I remember my grandmother getting me these when I was in middle school. I got at least one or two. I'm not seeing, oh, there it is. There's the mark. Let me get it. Yep, it's Boyd right here. The little diamond with the bee in it. And if we remember, whoever wants to research that as to how many sides are on the diamond tells us when they were exactly produced, because they added a side every year for whatever decade they were in. These will be a choice for $14. Now, I've tried with the lights. The green one does not glow. The blue one does not glow under 365. 395. This is a 365. There's no reaction, but the blue has a slight green reaction. Not much, just a little bit under the 365. If you haven't heard about that before, there are two different kinds of light waves that they use on the UV lights. 365 is one, and it seems to light up like a broader spectrum in the glass. And the 395 is like the regular, if you're picking up any old black light anywhere, it's a 395. It's usually good enough to let you know whether the glass has any sort of glow to it or not. But then the 365 gives you just a little bit more depth on that. I had to pick up, this is what I like the best out of the unicorn estate sale, was the glass. They were my favorite pieces. Speaking of which, they had two Fenton ones. I'll bring them up one at a time. This is the crystal iridized Fenton unicorn. Here is his logo right there. It has the 9 underneath, I believe. Made in the 90s. I had one at my show for $95. I would start this here for you all at $80. They're hard to find. They would often, as you can see, they start to kind of bend from the weight of the piece of glass, or the horns would break off in the molds, or if they ever do tip over, the horns and the legs are the first things to fall off because they're just that, well, they stick out the farthest and they're a small piece of glass. So the original Fenton ones are just harder to find. Mosser, I believe, has the mold currently after Fenton closed. So I have 2 of the crystal iridized because I have 1 in my inventory that I found in Ohio. But then I came home and found this one right in my backyard. So it is a kind of an interesting design. I like how they have it like rearing up and sitting on off of a rock. Now, funny story. This is what I tell from I've told it several times. There was a vendor back at my old vendor mall at Willowstone. They had this in the Burmese color, which goes from the yellow to the pink blush that glows under the black light. And its horn was broken off, so it looked like this. And they had a thing that said Fitton horse. I was like, that is not a horse. That is a broken unicorn because it had a glossy spot right where the horn was missing. But I guess if they didn't know what it was, they didn't know. But I was like, that's a broken piece, and you're just telling me it's a horse. But hey, what are you going to do? All right. We're going to go back to the Pixies. I have a little fuchsia pixie. He's got that little lounging on his side, seductive pixie look. He has that chartreuse color. Okay, Miss Cindy. Cindy B. That is the blue and the green. And I believe it was 14, is that correct? Times 2. Boyd unicorns. And then I will put that here. Put you here. Thank you, Cindy. I can look up later if I'm sure Kristen will put it in the chat for me, make sure I have the right number on that. I believe this guy was in a planter because he's got like the corroded or the, what do I want to say, like the hard water stain, like where he was sitting in the dirt where somebody watered a plant. But he is that chartreuse lime color. You can see a little bit right here. So he would be an $8 start. He has the, thank you, Kristen, the unfired face, but he still has all of his details. But he is, I did not try and get off any of that corrosion. But that's what it reminds me of is somebody actually set him set him in the plant and then the dirt, whatever was in the dirt or in the water, just over time. Got a little patina there on his elbow. And right along that backside edge is that terracotta kind of pottery. Or is that just from the, yeah, I guess it kind of is. It's not really that red, but it's not a porcelain white pottery that the style is. So, guy, you go over there. All right. I'm going to bring you a set of mushrooms. These are new. I have 2 sets available. They are made out of wood and have been painted red with the white dots. They come in sets of 3, and I will start them at $15 a set. The tallest one is 6.5 inches tall, medium is 5, and the small is just under 4 inches tall. So you get 1 of each in the set of mushrooms. They are wooden. I believe they are mass produced, but I really did like the way that they were nice, bright colorway for displaying. And I thought a great price point for being able to do A shelf. Goodness sakes, I can really talk. All three together. Let's see, turn on this quick. They're not very heavy. All three together in the set are 14 ounces. So just under a pound. And I have 2 sets available. I thought they were really cute. So, let's see, we'll take, like this big giant pixie and set them on the shelf. They're that nice bright red color and displays well. So if anybody is interested in those, you can let me know. I have a painted scoop. It does have a little bit of wear on it. Somebody either used it or had it hung on a wall. I had it in my booth for $10. I would start it here at $7. But it's got nice bright colors, blues, yellows, reds of the mushrooms painted in it. It does have a little loop at the top where you could put a string in it so it could hang further down. And has a little detailing all around the edges. I do like these little hand-painted items. And like I said, it looks like something, there is a little bit of a scratch right there on the mushroom side, and then it must have sat on a counter or shelf or something on this backside. We got Karen in at 7. Thank you, Karen. Mushroom scoop. We can count that down. Let's see. Karen. I will watch for that. Then you're good there. Oh, I wanted to show these last time and I ran out of time. Sold to Karen. Thank you so much, Karen. I have this is a pair. It's a sugar and a creamer. I would like to start them at $18. Let me find the mark on it. First of all, here it is. Here is the mark. They are Treasure Craft, 1969 USA. So it's shaped like a stump. This one says sugar, and it is glazed inside. It does have a chip on the bottom, but it's not something you're seeing when it is sitting right here, when it's sitting on a surface. And this is the creamer. Has the little pixie. Or I don't know if I would use, I guess, for a handle. Again, glazed inside. And it does have a little bit of wear on the bottom from being used originally. And there are a couple little spots right there on the front. I would think that if you had some of those furniture polish sticks or even a brown Sharpie to match it up, that they definitely, I see you, Jason, thank you. You could touch it up. It says Treasure Craft again on this piece, and 1966 USA. And amazingly enough, I found both of them together. Sometimes they end up on different shelves. I don't know if it's supposed to have a lid on the creamer, excuse me, on the sugar. But I didn't, oh, and he has a little one right here. Sorry, Jason. There's the disclose all of his patina. I mean, he is, let's see, say 4, 5, 6, he's 58 years old for this set. So anybody else wants to be in, it'll be 19 or higher. We can count it down for Jason. Treasure Craft. Sugar creamer. Go once, going twice. We're sold to Jason. Thank you. Now, if anybody else is interested in or if you would like to see some other planters, let me know. I do have a couple other choices. They just don't seem to be what people are looking for tonight. Do you not have that in your collection? Look, I picked this guy up because he reminds me, it should be the same size as the little Pixies, but I just thought, I mean, I don't even know. I can't even with him, but I couldn't leave him at the store. He's like got a gas mask on. I have in all the time looking, I have not seen another one similar to this. He's got a little bit of sticker residue I just wiped off. Oh, good. Yay. I don't know if this is a hammer. I don't know if he's supposed to be working in a mine. I have no clue. Here's his little backpack. It says made in Japan on the back and on his foot. I'm going to start him at $16. Right? I mean, this is why you got to tune in. You just never know what's going to show up. He is missing a little bit of cold paint on his toe, but he has the gloves that are on both hands, kind of that grayish white. And then, of course, the eyes and the head of that hammer. Right. I mean, I just thought he's really cool and, yes, very strange, all at the same time. 3 inches tall, about 1.5 by 1.5. What did Kathy say? I missed it. It scrolled up. I will go back and look quick. Serial killer. Well, it could be, but I thought maybe 50s, like preparing for the chemical weapon bombs. I don't know. I don't know if I did a lens Google search on him just out of curiosity to see if anything came up. But he's ceramic, made in Japan. He is right in there, about the same size as the little Pixies are. I just found him very curious. Cold War? Perhaps. But there he is. He is available. You too can have a gas mask critter on your shelf in your miniature collection. All right. Let's see, where are we at? We're right around been on for almost an hour and a half. Hour and 45. Those right there. All right. Mushroom down. Okay. I have a couple mushroom choices. That is not a problem. So that one's not a problem. I have another, I don't remember if this one was offered last time. It is a Viking amber mushroom. It is the large size. I had it for $125 at my show. I can do this at $100 if anyone is interested here for you guys. It is the large size Viking amber. Yep, same as the size as that Scorpio one. I think this is the last Viking one I have, unless I have one hiding in my mid-mod boxes. Oh, Romola is going to jump on that offering. Amber Viking mushroom. Anyone else wants to be in? You'll need to be over $100. Is in good shape. I was just feeling. Yeah, that was just a little residue from a sticker. That's just my green sticker telling me it was mine. I try and keep in the greens and the blue stickers because occasionally the gal I sell with, we have the same thing. Want to make sure everybody's getting credit for all the things and the stuff on an in-person show. We can count it down for Romola, please. And I will watch for that to be counted down. Let's see. Try this one. Oh, well, that's interesting. Last call. Thank you, Romola. I appreciate it. This one is a little bit different. It is a crystal art glass mushroom. I had it at $55 at my show. I do not know who made it. There is no marking on the bottom, but it is a mirror polish on the bottom of it. I could start this at $40. It is not a shape. It's not a Viking shape, but it is a good solid piece of glass. And with that's a $365. There's a slight green reaction, but with the $395, there is a little bit more. You can see it right here. There's a little bit of something in the glass that is reacting to those black lights. I would say it's about 1.5 pounds of glass. Okay, 1 pound and 1 ounce. I was off by a little bit. It is pretty clear though. Got a nice reflection in it. So that one will go back over here. All right, this one is here, there. Here is the unicorn seahorse, and he almost has wings. I don't know if that's part of the saddle or what, but as a resin, it reminds me of the not like Breyer horses, but like the animals and stuff they make for the kids, like in the toy stores that are realistic creatures. It's like a resin like that, so it's like it's a bendable plastic. So this, she's attached to him, but she's attached with a magnet. Got a magnet saddle. So this would be a $15 start. I think it's like SCH is the beginning of the name of the manufacturer of the animals. I don't know what they call those, but I do not see any marking on this, but it has amazing detail. There's the unicorn with its saddle to a seahorse. I don't know what, I do not recall what Geneva was telling us these are called. And then here's the mermaid that is riding on him with that magnet to keep him on. 5 inches tall by 4 inches wide and about 2.5 inches deep. All right. This one. These guys, you have been offered. I'm going to do a choice on the small unicorns. These are also made by Boyd, but they are the Right, it does a little bit, Kathy, you're right. They are the next size down. This is the size I remember my grandmother getting for me to put in my miniature. So this was the original size I showed, and this is the other, the small size. They are about 2 inches long, about an inch wide, and just over 2 inches tall. They will be a $12 start choice. I have, this one is kind of a opalescent with the clear. None of them react to the black light. No. Well, this one looks a little pink, but you really can't. I don't think so. And they should be buoyed. Where's that mark? There is, oh, right there is the mark. So I have the opalescent. I have this yellow, like a golden yellow color with a little bit of opalescent to it. Choice with the blue with an iridized finish. This is a pale pink. And the pale lavender with an iridized finish. You can really see the mark well on that one from Boyd. That's good. So opalescent, which is the white, yellow, blue, pink, and lavender are the choices. All right, Miss Cindy, I see you. Why am I doing that? There we go. I can call that for Miss Cindy. Let's see, Boyd mini unicorns. And as she's calling it down, be thinking of what color choice you would like. Last call. Oh, man. Ooh. Okay. These guys haven't been brought up yet. They have been shown. The pink and the lavender. Pink and lavender. Thank you so much. Perfect. The little ones back over here. Back to the herd. And I have about 4 or 5 choices left, and I think we're going to call it a night. I believe this is a new piece. It is a hollow piece of glass. It has all the different swirls and a little bit of darker colorways. Amber mushroom. It can be a $18 start. It was not reacting to black light for me, which I wish it had. Or I bet you could put like a votive underneath it to light it up. That would be kind of fun. I think because of the way the sticker residue is here, I think this is a mass-produced piece. But your guess is as good as mine on this one. But it is more of an amber kind of in general color. Let's see, do I have one? I used to have a little tea light over here. Nope, no more tea lights. But there you go. Kind of gives you an idea of what it would look like with some light popping up through there. Oh, thank you, Romola. Drive safe. Thank you so much. So if you're interested in the mushroom, just put mushroom in the chat. Otherwise, that one is probably going to go out to my booth. I didn't realize when I picked it up that it was newer. Or the person who told me about it. They're like, "Do you want this glass mushroom?" I was like, "Yeah." And then it wasn't what I thought it was when I got it. So, but still a fun display piece. This one is an art. I mean, it was made in a mold. We have 2 mold lines. All right, Puggle Mom, you got it. I think I would have this one start at 24 for Kristen. The seahorse with the mermaid. That's what we're going to call him. Sea unicorn. And Kristen, will you remind me? I was thinking it was 16 or 18, but I can't remember which it was. But this is the one, right, Puggle Mom? Thank you. Oh, he's even got glitter. Glitter in the hair, glitter on the mane. The start on the mushroom is 24. It is a satinized, super soft satin crystal, so clear glass, has a nice ground, smooth base. I can see where you can see where the mold. I think it was 15. All right, sounds good to me. Like I said, I can see like 4 chats and that's it. Otherwise, it's forever for me to scroll up. Thank you, Kristen and Puggle Mom. But it does have that detailing underneath the cap and some detailing on the stem. 365. No, I don't believe so. I don't think there's any glow on this one. Oh, thanks, Mom. Oh, it lights up nice though. If you have, let's see if I can get that closer. So look at that with like a black light. If you had some of those colored fairy lights in a display, it would totally take on any color of those little LED lights you could put around through it. It is 2.5 inches tall and the cap is just under 3 inches, 2 3/4 inches across here. I like the detail that this one had. And we're going to put this one right there. Okay. I have a choice. 3 choices. Let's see. None of them are marked. I believe they are that left in Japan era style. They are these little I couldn't leave them. I couldn't decide if they were pixies, they were little kids, if they were elves. Look at the little pointy hat with their polka dot kind of pajama outfits. So I have this one where he's calling out to his buddies. So the choice would start at $12 each. This one is kind of like, making a face. I don't know. He's almost dabbing back in the. Oh, they look just their faces, the lashes, the blonde hair sticking out of their little. The hats is what gets me. And then here is the third choice. He's like, "Hey," and they're just so cute. The little blonde hair, their blue eyes. Like I said, none of them have any marking on the feet, but I believe they are that Japan era of the ceramics. They kind of do look like Christmas babies. They might be, waiting for Santa underneath the Christmas tree. They could be helping their buddies fill the stockings, watching for the kids, making sure that Santa knows that they're on their way. I see Patsy in. Thank you, Miss Patsy. I love it when I find the coordinating ones. So these are the polka dot kids. Anybody else wants to be in, it would need to be 12 or 13 or higher. She's counting us down. They are, oh, I should tell you how tall they are. About 3.5 inches tall. They're all right about the same height, and 2 inches wide and about 2 inches deep because of their little hats. Almost last call. Well, there is enough for us to start making another collection. I didn't get through everything again. I'm always over ambitious for how many things we can actually get through in our normal time. So we'll just have to start a new pile for next time around. I have 2 more items for tonight. Sold to Miss Patsy. We got the hollering kid. We got the one he's like, hey, almost like a high five. And this one, hand on his hip. Just let me know, Miss Patsy. Any and all of those kids that you would like. Oh, that would be really cute. Like a red, white, and blue display. All 3 sounds great. Thank you, Miss Patsy. Well, that's what I thought when I found them. Definitely couldn't split them up. All right, this is like a little assemblage in a little mini jar. The jar is about 3.5 inches tall by 2 inches square. Now, it has mini mushrooms. It had a little basket with like the little robin's eggs in it. It has 3 of these tiny mushrooms in it, and it has this mushroom in the corner. I would do an $8 start on this. The irony of this is it's a cute little, assemblage in the jar. And the lady set it down on the counter, flipped it sideways, and rolled it right up. So all the little things rearranged in the jar. And I kind of have a feeling that that's what would happen in shipping as well. So I tried to get everything to at least straighten up, like the mushroom in the corner. But all the little things like the eggs in the basket and the mushrooms, you can kind of see them moving a little bit. I would just put tissue in it to keep everything from rattling around for shipping. And it would need to have a little bit of tidying up where it would sit as your display, because she took it and rolled it right up, and all of a sudden all the things were rolling all around in the jar. So, but it's got great potential to have a little assemblage with little mushrooms and these cute little jars. I saw some bigger ones like this today that were like canister containers. So yeah, you're gonna have some fun possibilities displaying those, Miss Patsy. So that is my little mushroom assemblage offering. And last item of the night is going to be the giant pixie. I mean, in comparison to, say, this is the little kid size, which is kind of the normal 3-inch tall figurine, or, our little gas mask critter guy. These are the big ones. He is 4.5 inches wide and almost 5 inches tall and 1.5 inches. Well, he's probably almost 2 inches up here. This one will start at $18. It's got pretty good. Oh, look at his face. His face is really good. The red is that cold paint, so he is missing a few right around, like on his shoulder. Not too much, just a little bit by the cuff. I'm not seeing, and there's one right here. Is marked Japan. And he's just sitting there, pleased as punch with himself. See, he would make a great display, sitting underneath his little mushroom. He's a big mushroom. He's tall. Like I said, these wooden ones would make a great display with a critter like this. I have seen these faces on these big ones are something else. He's got those big rosy cheeks, a big wide smile. They are blue eyes. Got lashes, little brown hair peeking out from underneath his hat. And just posing away. Reminds me of glamour shots. Do you remember glamour shots from the 80s, early 90s? And there's the backside. But his toe is intact, all his ears, the top of his hat. Yep. Thank you. I think he's cute. So raise your hand if you had glamour shots in in the 80s, early 90s. We have Miss Patsy in at 18 for the red pixie. Anybody else wants to be in, it'd be 19 or higher. Otherwise, we can count them down. Oh, really? That's funny. They were at the Citadel Mall. Or we at the Chapel Hills? Chapel Hills Mall here in town. I can't remember. It must have been after high school graduation, but while I was in college, I think, when I had them done. Somewhere in there. So early 90, 91, something like that. Yep. Had the big hair. All the poses. So that's a flash from the past, isn't it? Funny. All right, we're calling down for Miss Patsy. Sold to Miss Patsy. Thank you so much. All right. I think we have made it through a good portion of our we might have to rename it, our mystical creature extravaganza this time around. Yes, it will look really cute with the little polka dots. It looks like he's whispering in his ear, see? Telling him what he wants Santa to have him bring. So, all right, Bonnie, I think we already called it. You were lagging on that guy. We are, yeah, unfortunately, we are sold on that one. I'm sorry about that, Bonnie. If we were still in the countdown, I would totally open it back up. Kristen is going to take this little guy. And he was at 16. Thank you so much. All right. I know there are a few items we passed. If there's something, if you've gotten to this point, please let me know. Or send me a message. Put in a comment in the chat. Thank you for hanging out, giving me thumbs up, subscribing to the channel. It has been really fun with some great treasures this last couple weeks after we've gotten home from our trip. And I am working on some more videos. I've gotten at least 2 up, I believe, so far. So I'm working on my next edit this week. And we have enough left over that we will just start reaccumulating for the next time around for pixies and mushrooms and all those critters. So thank you, Kristen, so much. As always, I totally appreciate your assistance, especially since YouTube is not letting me look at chats. I need to investigate that. The only last choice I have is to open my laptop and see if I can watch there. So makes it awful hard to watch the, anything further back if stuff flips up. So, okay. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night, and I'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.